Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is Dee. Today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck is the Nine of Vessels and Generosity. And when I first pulled this card up this morning, thinking about it, I'm like, all right, how do I talk about generosity? Because for me, when I immediately think about generosity, it's like giving money away, right? And just being generous with, the funds that I have, right? But at the same time, you can be generous with your time. You can be generous with your attitude. There's a lot of, looking at the card, there's 9 cups and they're all overflowing. So this could be like 9 different areas, 9 different characteristics that you have, within your well-being to help others. And that's what the generosity is. The generosity is of the heart. Right? It's not something that, it's required of you or anything like that. It's just being, again, generous with your time or generous with your, funds and stuff like that. And in an example that comes to mind is, going through a drive-through and, hey, what's that guy getting behind me? I'll pay for it. I've had that happen a couple times, and I've always paid it forward, next time I go through. And you don't realize, just the little bits of generosity that people have that you can make, a significant impact in other people's days and possibly their lives. When you go to a restaurant and you order your food and, it tells you to do, 5, 10, 15% tip, right? Okay, so you give 10%. Whatever that is, $50, it's $5, right? That tip goes to them. They, that could be, their coffee money for the next day. You're being generous, in that aspect. When you talk about your time or things like on that nature, it's, going over to a relative's house or a neighbor's house or something like that, and just sitting down and talking with them. All right. Hey, how you doing? How's life, getting you by? Things of that nature. Or, playing with a dog next door. Things of that nature. Where you just give of yourself to others. And, that's the generosity that this card talks about. It helps you, gain that next level, which is a 10 of vessels and happiness, right? So, you're progressively working up, the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it just leads to that happiness that you can do from your heart, the generosity. And, we had that Ace of Cups here a week ago come up. And, here it's only 1 cup. It's a big pool, though. Everybody's drinking of it. And now that water leads you into, this 9 of Cups. And, if you have the humility and, you're humble enough and you approach this waters of knowledge, right? The waters of life. If you approach this with the right mindset, you get that knowledge, right? And you're blessed in regeneration energy, okay? And it's not a low energy, it's a high vibe energy. And the more you use that, okay, the more you can connect with spirit, the more you can connect with the universe, right? And, the more you're connected, the more you can manifest, right? So, it's not always, giving things out because you have to. It's giving things out because it's just of the heart. It's not even a want. It's just, what? I'm just going to do it. Or, hey, I'm just going to, your coffee and donut costs you $6 or $5.77, and you just say, hey, keep the change, right? That's where you're just being generous. You're not even thinking about it, right? Once you get to that point, though, where you can be generous, don't forget what made you get there, right? A lot of times, people, will give me opportunities, where they're generous. And I'm very thankful of that. And, you let those people know, hey, thank you. I appreciate your generosity, right? I mean, just don't take it for granted that, people are giving you money or people are giving their time or anything like that. When somebody comes over and wants to have a conversation, I always say thank you. Thanks for coming over and visiting with me. I appreciate it. I appreciate the conversation that you and I have had, right? And, this is how we move forward. So, you manage the good times by helping those in need. And those that are not in need, okay? You just give of yourself, of the heart, and just, be blessed that you can, right? Not blessed that you can't. Because somewhere down the line, you're going to get rewarded on that. Somebody's going to come into your life, and help you out when you're down. And you may not even realize it. The generosity that they're giving of their time. It's not a self-centered energy. It's an open-centered energy, right? Again, as I said, it's of the heart. And, you just open yourself to spirit, you open yourself to the universe. And, giving freely, you become a conduit of that universal energy and giving. And, the messenger oracle card that came out was, to see the signs. And the message that I've got from this, when I was looking at this, as well as the 9 of vessels, is it's just all spread out. I mean, the tree's growing. You look at the 9 vessels, they're all around you. You've got the 1 vessel right between your legs, right? So look at all the aspects that are around you where you've been generous, or somebody's been generous to you. It's a two-way street. The arrows go both ways. And just be thankful. Be grateful, for those people that are in your life, or that you're in their life, to be generous. So that's the message of the day. 9 of Vessels, generosity, out of the Wildwood Tarot deck. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and give me a thumbs up. And this is D for Spirit's Path. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care, God bless, and stay safe.